Hey, Aquarius, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your September 2024 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Wow. Aquarius, I'm getting a lot of energy here for you, and I feel that there's a big shift taking place. Now, some of you, your career is shifting in a totally different direction, or it has. Okay. I feel like some of you, you may have pivoted, maybe even half of your life. It's as if maybe you've been going in one direction for 10 years and then you decided to pivot, and perhaps that pivot point is now, perhaps that pivot point has already happened. But I feel like, okay, for a lot of you, it is something you are contemplating or choosing right at this time. Now, bottom of the deck, we do see big changes, big change coming in. There's a change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. Just because you don't see any movement, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes to see change, you must be the change. And I also am getting a message around peace. Okay, peace. So you may have felt like your peace was disrupted in some way, shape, or form, or perhaps you are moving into a practice. You also have the spirituality card. You may be moving into a practice that does bring in more peace to the planet. You have the Lover showing up here. 8 of Cups, maybe to help uplift people in some way, shape, or form. You could be a counselor. You could be a coach, a mentor. You are an excellent communicator, Aquarius. You're very good with your words. And in the near future, you have the King of Cups. That's someone who is in a very loving profession. You're moving forward. There's something here about rebel with a cause, and you actually have the rebel card showing up. And I love this because it says limiting beliefs. You're ready to smash through them because they have held you back. They may have even limited your abundance. You're a system buster, Aquarius. This is about entrepreneurship or teaching others a better way. You are a trailblazer meant to pave the way for future generations. And that's what I'm getting here regarding this shift. And I feel like this could be a conscious, right? It's a conscious shift here. Okay, way too many, but I did see the devil. So some of you are shifting out of limiting beliefs that have held you back from this shift. Yeah, as I say, held you back, you have the 8 of Cups showing up here. And I do see in the recent past, there's been some sort of a loss, right? There's been a loss, but something is coming back up around for you. It could even be a childhood dream. If you think about, okay, we're missing a card, Spirit saying, you're right. Okay. We're going to, oh my goodness, you guys. So this is the message of your reading. We have the shift card here. And as I'm laying down your cards, we missed a spot. There's a spot open here and I heard shift. So what we're doing is we're shifting and we're putting everything, up one, and your final outcome is to be drawn last is what I'm hearing. So trust in the shift, because what that means is you may not know the outcome because everything has shifted up one. That means the outcome has not yet been determined, because I feel like it's you. It's on you. You can see that this girl is coming up to a crossroads. And it says, taking your career in a totally different direction. Have the courage to change course, continue to grow, change, and learn. Be willing to shift when needed, right? And even if things don't feel like they're in their place, right? This could be symbolic. It may not seem that way or feel that way or look that way. It doesn't mean that change isn't occurring, okay? You've reached the end of a route where you cannot continue traveling. Yeah, there's something here about you going in a new direction. Time to shift that route that you've been on and break away with the rebel. System buster, okay? You're definitely teaching others a better path, or you yourself are being guided by potentially a King of Cups. This could be a spiritual influencer. This could be a healer. Some of you, it's someone in the caring profession, or you yourself are really opening up your heart space. Spirituality, use money magic spells to increase wealth and prosperity. Now, whenever I hear the word spell, which I don't use that word often, but I like to think of it in terms of spelling, right? Spelling, we write down words because words hold power. And when we spell, when we're doing the spelling, right, it actually is us putting that energy out into the universe. So some of you may even be writing out your intentions, creating a vision board. You may even be keeping a list. You may be learning. I do see something with learning, educating yourself, maybe taking classes on spirituality. This could be wellness, health, nutrition. I'm getting human design, Reiki. Yeah. You could be a spiritual advisor, healer, tarot reader, or interested or partaking in any of the occult or mystic realm is what I'm picking up on. Now, you also have Einstein showing up here, which I use the quote often. Einstein says that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It's just transmuted, which is certainly the case. It's the truth, right? And you have the Work Smart card. It says, are you making it harder than it has to be? Right? Sometimes the solutions are simple. And in the hopes and fears is the Six of Cups, simplifying things. Some of you may want to go back to the basics, right? Doing something that requires you to unlearn what you've learned or unconditioned what's been conditioned in some way, shape, or form when it comes to your finances, your beliefs around finances or money, right? Around abundance or wealth or prosperity. Perhaps it's time to clean house personally and professionally, to start with a clean palette. Now, that makes sense because what's crossing your energy is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is reaching the end of, a cycle where you've taken on too much. It's become too much for you. It could be the straw that broke the camel's back, right? It can be needing to simplify, release some of the burdens. Whenever I get the Ten of Wands, it's also a Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, right? It can be taking on everybody else's stuff. It can be a healer that needs to set boundaries, right? Or the healer that takes things home with them, right? They don't leave it at the door, and it can really affect them energetically. And I also see here with this Ten of Wands, some of you may have taken on someone else's work in some way, shape, or form, and you're saying, wait a second, what am I doing? Why have I continued to enable? Why have I continued to say yes when I really meant no? It started out maybe as a one-time thing, but this ends with us, right? This ends with, the breaking of the system, breaking of the cycle. And I feel like that's why the rebel is coming in, for you to bust against the system in some way, shape, or form, and to shift how things are done. There's a big lesson here. Stick to basic needs when it comes to spending and put some money aside. Yeah, work smart. Work smart. Now, bottom of the deck, we do see the change with the Peacemaker, and we have leadership. Beautiful. Change says there's a change for the better coming in. Sometimes to see that change, you must be the change. And I feel like it requires you to maybe step into this role. You're stepping into a role as a leader. You're ready. Yeah, King of Cups here. Three of Wands moving forward. This is coming from a place of heart with the Lovers here. This is being of service, doing something to help others in some way, which in turn helps you, maybe financially, get on your feet. It also heals you in some way, shape, or form. Your career will improve once you accept and step into your power. Stepping into your power also requires you to be this rebel, right? To not let limiting beliefs limit your abundance, right? To be that trailblazer, to pave the path for future generations. You're definitely, it says you're following the crowd in fear of putting yourself out there. So you could be, maybe, I mean, you see on the 10 of Wands, this, this creature follows. There's something here about following. You've followed in the footsteps, maybe of your family or what society has told you or what you thought you should be doing. But I just feel like it didn't bring you or doesn't bring you happiness, or perhaps it doesn't bring you the financial abundance. And there's a new role that you are called to bring in. And I feel like this new role may bring in a lot more peace, okay? Because there's been some sort of disruption. You are being called to apply diplomacy and tact to a difficult situation. Consider politics, negotiations, unions, contracts, or any other peacemaking careers, or to apply diplomacy, which is the King of Cups, right? Apply diplomacy to a situation here and approach it with a win-win attitude when making business deals. Because I feel like if you are being offered an opportunity, which I see there could be a new opportunity coming your way, don't settle for less than you deserve. Shift the dynamic, because if they want you, they are going to work with you in some way. Negotiations. They're going to try to bring balance, bring justice, because they want what you have to offer. If not, you're going to choose to move towards a path that feels more fulfilling financially and emotionally. All right, let's dive in here to the tarot. Here's the shift we see coming in with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is feeling overwhelmed by too many options, or maybe lack thereof. And the Seven of Cups is needing to make a choice. It does feel like there is waiting or indecision, because you don't want what you've had, but you also don't know what else is underneath these cups. And it could be worse than what you have, right? So that's where the fear is. What if I say yes to this new opportunity and I don't love it, right? And I have no way to get back to where I wanted to be. But I feel like the shift is saying it's not about going back. It's about breaking out of the belief system that it's not going to be better or it's not going to contribute to your growth. And it is. You know, the lie that you could be telling yourself is, yes, I want a new beginning, but I have to see what's on the other side before I take that step. And that's a lie. You don't have to necessarily see. You have to trust that you've reached the end of this cycle. So regardless of what that new beginning looks like, it is going to bring growth to your world, your finances, your abundance in some way, shape, or form. So if you can let go of the belief that this shift isn't going to be beneficial, I feel like that's going to really allow you to remove any sort of blockages that you may have around finances, money, self-worth, imposter syndrome, whatever it is. And that'll help you be able to choose and pick the option and stick to it. Because I do see that there's something here about choice. And this could be a choice in consciousness, a shift in consciousness. That's kind of what I feel here, because you're getting a lot of cup energy. I get the Lovers, which is all about, making choices from a balanced energy. It's soul contracts coming in. We have the King of Cups. We have the Three of Cups, Eight of Cups, Six of Cups. That's a whole lot of cup energy, Aquarius. So you may be opening up to exploring your intuition more, your spiritual gifts, and that may scare you, because you might be thinking, well, what if I really don't have that gift? What if it's not good enough? What if people judge me? That's where you break out of that limiting belief. Whatever the limiting belief is for you, Spirit says you're hanging on to this and it's blocking your progress. It's blocking growth and progression. When there's this shift that you're coming up to, you have this choice. Yeah. What's below you is Gemini energy, which is your fellow air sign. The Lovers is about contracts. And I feel that you are the type that, yes, you have a wonderful analytical, logical mind, but it's important that you feel like you're making a difference in some way, shape, or form to your life, right? To the lives of others. You want to feel like your work matters, like your work is important. You want to put your heart into it. You want to have partnerships that are, based on trust and harmony, and they're decisive, where the two of you, it almost feels like a dance, right? You're able to work beautifully together to create something of substance. And that's maybe the energy that you are bubbling up into again. And I say bubbling up into is because I almost feel like the bubble. Some of you may have been wrapped in some sort of a bubble, or that bubble may have burst in some way, shape, or form, or you kept people at an arm's length because of the bubble. I mean, whatever the bubble is for you, Spirit keeps saying the bubble. Now, maybe that's a nickname, okay? Or maybe some of you are blowing bubbles as you listen to this, or bubbles could be a signifier of change, right? Maybe you take your dog to the park and go for a walk and you see someone blowing bubbles. That is a big sign that shift is on the horizon. Now, we also have the Five of Cups. Some of you may have dealt with emotional loss or disappointment, some sort of maybe even depression, or just feeling a little bit bitter, feeling a little bit lost. Like, how do I get back to this heart-spaced energy? How do I fill that void that feels like it's been lacking here? Okay. And I feel like that's what you are contemplating at this time. You want there to be more vitality, more life in what it is that you do. And that's where the King of Cups shows up. Because the King of Cups is someone who's very loving, very supportive, emotionally intelligent, patient, compassionate, kind. I'm actually getting that poem, Love is Patient, Love is Kind. Some of you may have that quote in your home, or a picture of it framed, or perhaps it's again a quote that you see in the coming weeks. But the King of Cups is someone who is in his career because he wants to make a difference. And by making a difference, it fills that void within him. And I see something with the void not being filled. So for some of you, you're contemplating new options in your career because it just spiritually, you feel out of alignment, and you're meant to break against the grain here. You're meant to, take this new path and clean house personally, professionally, with a clean palette, right? You want to live, simply in a way, in some way or another, or simplify things. I keep getting back to basics, or again, unlearning or unconditioning what you've learned or what's been conditioned. And that's going to bring you to your true self, your true soul self here. In the near future, we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a return on your investment. It is your hard work paying off. It's patience. It's finally seeing your ships coming in after a decision has been made. And I see that consciously you've been shifting here, and I feel like you have made a choice. That's why we have the Seven of Cups. There's something about whittling down, narrowing down options, or being able to finally come to some sort of conclusion on a situation. And that allows you to move forward, and it allows you to really drop into that heart center. Aquarius, what do we have showing up in your energy? Three of Cups. You're going to celebrate this. What are you celebrating? You're celebrating coming into contact or feeling in more alignment with your true north. You see the Big Dipper here on the card. The Big Dipper leads you straight to the North Star. Some of you may even be seeing northern lights. You could see the Big Dipper. It's almost as if the stars are shining here, destiny coming in. This is celebratory energy with your community, with family, with friends. You may be in that abundant mindset. This could be passing a test, the news of a new job, some form of abundance or a raise coming in where you're being celebrated, or you want to celebrate with those that you love, because it feels like you are on the right path here. And it feels really good, right? Three of Cups is beautiful. It's about feeling a part of the energy instead of feeling left out. And for some of you with this Five of Cups, there is a left out type of energy, or emotionally you felt disconnected in some way, shape, or form. But this is that union. And we're seeing double threes showing up here. Threes are about harmony, peace, which we see, peacemaker, union, advancement, taking it to the next level, right? It's about birth of new ideas and creative inventions, creative, getting creative within your emotions. That means channeling your emotions into new ways. I mean, I like this showing up. Now, what's going on in your environment is the Eight of Cups. You're walking towards your wish fulfillment. You're walking towards something more meaningful. This is my Eat, Pray, Love card, where you may have felt like you had it all in some way, shape, or form on paper, right? Maybe you had that perfect job, or you had the car, the house, the whatever it was, but there was a piece missing. It just didn't fulfill you. And you may be choosing to go on this spiritual quest, which I see here with the spirituality. It's like you're choosing to take this new path. It is time for a new path. The call has become loud, and it's loud so you don't ignore it, because it's coming back up. It's coming back around here for you to walk through this portal, to shift this consciousness and have more abundance, more meaning, more life, more vitality, Aquarius. I just get that someone's been on autopilot. Someone's been a robot. Someone's just been going through the everyday, mundane, feeling like something's missing, or is this all there is to life? The answer is no. No. That's where the shift in consciousness comes in. Now, what's the hope and the fear? Childhood dreams, Six of Cups. This can be a second chance at life, no matter how old you are. Maybe you want to go back to school. Perhaps you want to open a business at 45. Maybe you want to travel the world at 60, right? Maybe you want to be the first one in your family at 21 to be able to, graduate with a college degree. Whatever it is for you, remember you are a trailblazer. You are a trailblazer meant to pave the way for future generations. If that doesn't say paving the way for future generations, including, maybe your own family, your own children, this could be leaving behind a legacy. I'm getting that 10 of Pentacles here as well. The hope is that you don't revert back to old beliefs or limitations that hold you stagnant. And the hope is to have a second chance here, is to be honest and faithful and loyal to your commitments, to your heart, to your soul's path, to your true soul self. Wow. Six of Cups can also be buying, right? Buying, being bought out in some way, someone buying your affection, or someone trying to, usually I don't pick up this energy from this card, but I am getting something with trying to hold something over you in some way, shape, or form, or perhaps you feel like you owe it to someone to continue on a path that doesn't serve you. Maybe some of you feel like you owe it to your parents, right? Or you owe it to mom or dad to really, continue on this path because mom was a nurse and now you're a nurse. Or you want to make dad proud in heaven by, really being able to do what he did or build what he did. There's something here about a belief that may be holding you back because you feel like it's going to make someone else proud of you. And I feel like it's time for you to be proud of you, or it's time for you to do something for you. And if you have a loved one that's crossed over and there's still a little bit of, I have to do it for them, I feel like they're saying, do it for you, Aquarius, do it for you, because they want you to be happy. They don't want you to be stuck, even if that means that you unlearn or uncondition, right? Something that you may have learned a long, long time ago. Let's get your final outcome, because we've seen the shift take place. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but how interesting that shift came up twice here. What's the final outcome? Page of Swords. Go after what you're curious about. Pages represent communication, news. You may be receiving incoming news that changes everything. Okay? The page here is ready for a new challenge. This is someone who's curious. He researches. He's a fact lover. He wants to get the information, the data. He reads the books. He is someone who has brilliant new ideas. He's, someone who has beliefs that are starting to strengthen within beliefs. And I feel like what this is saying is some of you may have received news in the past that you keep replaying out in your head, and that may be what's holding you back. And Spirit is saying the light bulb is here. The light bulb has come on. There is a shift and a change required, but you got to be that change that you wish to see. There's something here about you taking that step. Go back to school, apply for that job, get that training, retire, whatever it is for you, right? I feel like you're putting some time into learning what this would be like. I'm also getting the message of learning as you go. Okay, don't be afraid to learn as you go and not feel like you have to have all of the pieces laid out, right? Because we didn't have the pieces laid out, or it felt like there was some missing pieces. And I feel like you're finding these missing pieces along the journey, but whatever you're curious about at this time, go for it, right? Because you're going to go all the way. King of Cups, that is opening up your heart to the max potential here. And I see with the Three of Wands, that ship has come in, that wave has come in. It's time to jump aboard, right? It's time to jump on that wave and ride this out to potentially the best thing that's ever happened here for you. So don't let any limiting beliefs hold you back from your abundance. So take a deep dive into them. Let's get a message here, Aquarius, from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Aquarius? I'm hearing the name Rylan or Ryle. All right, observer showing up here, 49. Some of you may be 49 years old. 49 could be significant. This is about perspective, and we talk a lot about perspective here in your reading, that perspective shift. This is objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. Most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. We see cup energy. We see a lot of emotions. So some of you have attached yourself to that is the only reality, that I am my emotions. That's not the truth. Your emotions are a side effect of what's going on in your world. It's not what you are. Emotions are like waves. When those waves crash into the shoreline, they dissipate. Waves are constantly, ebbing and flowing. And I feel here, there are times when you need to distance yourself in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. It is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing, to see the work and projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. And we just talked about that as well. That may be part of the shift. That may be part of the timing coming up here. I'm going to pull a timing card as well. Gemini season may have been significant. It says you may be too personally attached to an outcome. And we see that also with the 10 of Wands. Sometimes this can be taking things, too personally, taking on other people's stuff. The King of Cups is saying there's an opportunity here for, emotional intelligence. You are highly intelligent, especially around that mind. But what about emotions? We can't think ourselves through these emotions. We have to allow them, feel them, and then, let that wave ride out, which I see you doing here in the near future with the Three of Wands. You actually see her holding a surfboard, and she's going to catch that next wave here. Trust Spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious. That's the Page of Swords. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. So there's something that you may not be able to see because of the Five of Cups. I'm going to read to you the reversal and the protection message, just because we do have the Ten of Wands, and this is reaching the end. You've reached the end. You actually see that in the shift card. It says you have the courage to change course. You're taking a career. You've reached the end of a route where you cannot continue moving forward. There's nowhere to go once you hit this Ten of Wands. And it says here, you ever think sometimes your life options, Seven of Cups, life options, are suction cup to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at present. So you're a little stuck. It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. That could be from this King of Cups. We talked about that. A spiritual advisor, a tarot reader. It could be a healer or anyone else that's a spiritual guide for you. It says, take heart. There's your heart here. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. Yeah, there's big change coming in here for you, but sometimes, you know, those opportunities are suction cupped right here and we can't always see it. And I'm surprised we didn't get the Hanged Man. Well, yeah, we didn't get the Hanged Man, but I feel like you have the opportunity to increase your expand upon your consciousness. And so that's what you're doing. You are expanding. You are moving up out of the hole, right? Some of you, that's the hole. Maybe that was the bubble, the Five of Cups. And I feel like there is a whole wide world out there. And that also is bringing me to the Three of Cups, the Big Dipper. It's like you're looking up there and you're saying, wow, there are so many stars in the sky. And I feel like there's a portal of opportunity for you to really face that true north, for you to feel in more alignment with your purpose. Let's get a message from your spirit animals. At this time, Aquarius, I just ask, if you can, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it as long as you can. And release with a nice big exhale. Nice big sigh from your mouth. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this can be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animals are wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. It could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that's visited your path recently in the great outdoors, or maybe one that you currently have at your home or right beside you. There is no right or wrong answer, Aquarius. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your power animals in the comment section below the video, and I personally will enter you into that free reading giveaway. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, your animals. We have dolphin. Some of you may have seen the sea creature dolphin. Now, you may also be born on the 20th, the 9th. You may be 30 or 39. Dolphin says this and that are true, right? This is true, that's true. Whatever you believe is your truth. Even our illusions, our fears, we can believe that those are our truths. And I feel like it's important for you to strip away, right? To strip away, maybe burst that bubble yourself. Maybe it's a bubble that you have confined yourself in for whatever reason, protection, most likely. But maybe it's time for you to recognize a new truth within you, okay? This and that are true. Moth spirit says surrender. There's that hanged man energy. Okay, surrender. And I feel like this moth is bringing about massive change, massive transformation. And I do feel like this is change for the better, right? It says just because you don't see the movement doesn't mean it's not happening. That's what it says on the change card. We have grasshopper, card 30. Take a leap of faith. That's that fool. Right? The full energy. There's a new journey, a new path, a new spiritual quest, a new shift in consciousness that you are asked to take a leap of faith because it could be bigger and better than what your mind has even conceived, Aquarius. And last but not least, we have brown bear. If you've been overworking yourself to the bone, right? Or if you have been taking on so much that there is a lot of confusion or indecisiveness, take a step away. And that's what that observer energy is all about here as well. Take a step away because you're not helping. It's not helping the situation by staying in the energy that there's where that stress, anxiety, and turmoil lie. We may need to step away to gain that new perspective. Okay. And that's what I see here with brown bear. So take a time out. Don't be afraid to do so. Whether it's a day, whether you're able to get a week off, maybe you're traveling, perhaps you're shifting around furniture in your home, whatever it is, Aquarius, I feel like take a little bit of that downtime for you to step away. All right. Last but not least, let's get a few messages of wisdom from your guides, your spiritual team. What's the advice here from your ancestors? Loved ones in spirit, what message do we have for Aquarius? We have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I see the eagle. Eagle could be significant. The wolf, the elephant, the cougar or the puma or mountain lion. Okay, so those could be animals that you've seen in your mind's eye as well. If you've seen one of those animals, look up the symbology or symbolism, or if one of them stands out to you, look it up because I feel like they could be part of your spiritual totems or animal guides here to deliver messages and help you on your path. Okay, so eagle, wolf, cougar or mountain lion, and elephant we have here for you. So keepers of the earth. Beautiful messages. Aquarius, if you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up button so other people can find the messages of divine love and healing. If you want to enter into that free reading giveaway, please drop your power animals in the comment section below. And thank you so very much for tuning in today, Aquarius. Lots of love.